Crossfire, you'll be caught up in the... This thing messed up again. I swear, it's cursed. You wouldn't download a car. Man, I'm trying to. Morning roundup. Guitar octo. Octo. Big ol' Sharky. This is gonna be a raptor skull. Probably most exciting of the day. Fire's getting pretty close to done. You can see how I scooped it out. That's where we're gonna put the guitar. Over here, somebody ordered a bunch of these ukulele dudes, so we're pumping them out. Another big Sharko. Got the big T-Rex dish, 6-inch edition, and just a classic Einstein. Oh yeah, first time, baby. Maybe we'll go with a different color combo. Yeah, that's pretty cool. In the mornings, I keep forgetting to turn this one on because I just found the thing. And there's so many good colors we could make him. Maybe we'll just go with Blade Runner colors. I've said this before, but when I have really annoying problems with printers, I just order an entire hot end. They're like 20 bucks, and it's basically the nuclear option. So yeah, we're just going nuclear on this thing. Entirely new hot end. I promised you a 3D printed car, and we will have it. Well, you guys don't need a weatherman to know what time it is. Pretty nice one out today. Today is Taco Tuesday. Maybe we'll get tacos and eat at a park somewhere later. This might be a little boring, but we're trying to do the authentic slice of life thing, right? Something I've really been working on is trying to only make one trip running errands per day. At a certain point, it would be like, oh, I need this thing. And then I would go get that thing and then come back. And then it'd be like, oh, I need another thing later. And then make another trip to do that. And I'm trying to kind of get that done all in one trip. So today, we're making it all happen in one trip. We're getting coffee, we're getting groceries, and we're getting paint. Obviously, the reason you want to do this is you're more productive when you can get into a flow state and not be interrupted. Now, what I do is hard enough already because I'm making filament while I'm painting and packaging things. Plus, there's designing. You have to change gears a lot as a solopreneur. And I forget how you say that. Solopreneur. That sounds wrong, but I think it's actually right. So yeah, the less you have to change gears, the better. And I'm trying to optimize that part of my life. Looks like they've begun work on the new chicken place. Might as well dunk. Life is suffering, but there can be an end to suffering. That end is accomplished through Dunkin'. Forget the 8-fold path. Here's Dunkin' Donuts. Some of you may remember that I used to work for a famous apologist named Frank Turek. And I was just thinking about like how a lot of aspects of him sort of rubbed off on me. So he's a guy that debated Christopher Hitchens several times. He's been on Bill Maher's show several times and a bunch of other, like Alex O'Connor. I don't know. He's been on more things than I can really think of off the top of my head. Really, I would say he's the person, maybe more than anybody else, that got me beginning to think critically about things or teaching me how to think critically. And eventually, the start of that ended up being how I kind of got into philosophy a bit. I would say over the years, I've come to some different conclusions about things than maybe Frank would. I can't even imagine trying to debate him. But I was just thinking about how if you ever get an opportunity to sort of be around somebody like that for a few months, how much even a short amount of time can change you. Now, that doesn't sound like very much of a revelation, but it's like when you're an adult and you're living normal life, you don't get a lot of opportunities to be around people like that. It's actually a pretty rare thing. I was also thinking about this girl that I knew that once interned for Hans Zimmer. A lot of people know who Hans Zimmer is, especially my generation, but he did like the soundtrack for Gladiator and a bunch of other movies that are really awesome. And I could see how like Hans Zimmer's approaches and his thinking really rubbed off on her compositions and stuff. Now, I'm not claiming to be Hans Zimmer or Frank Turk for that matter, but you know, maybe think of this as a lesser version of that. This is a more ground level pedestrian version, but I would hope that you guys are getting something a little bit like that out of these videos. Like, I am somewhat accomplished in 3D printing. I'm obviously not in possession of like one of the biggest 3D printing businesses of all time, but I've been in 3D printing a lot longer, maybe longer than any YouTuber I can think of. And so I'm hoping that people will get a general ethos. Like, one of the reasons I don't do listicle videos or just videos on some specific new trendy thing, like I've said before, the reason I don't do that is because I'm trying to communicate something more embodied. Like Nietzsche said, all truths are bloody truths. Like, truth is not just some reductionist set of facts, although it can sort of be that. Truth ultimately is like something you do. It's something you work out. Like it says in Philippians, you work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Like, truth is a thing that you have to like weave into your actions. It's something you expend effort on. And so like giving you a list of facts is not really, like, there's a reason that doesn't help most of the time. Maybe it helps some small problem you have, but that's not the problem most people have. We live, I'm not trying to make this rant too long. We live in the information age. You can get information on anything. And like, AI makes it even easier a lot of times. You can literally just ask a thing, how do you do this? And it'll just tell you. And a lot of times it's right. It's really not a lack of information. Tony Robbins said something like, I'm trying to remember how it goes. If information was all people needed, everybody would be rich and healthy and fit. Like, I mean, come on. We all know what to do to be thin. Don't eat a bunch of calories. So yeah, just thinking about the time I spent with Frank Turk and a few other people actually that were influential, and thinking about the Hans Zimmer thing, actually being with that person, seeing how they live, seeing how they think, the decisions they make, all of the details are probably more important than just some list of instructions or facts. It's very fortunate that we live in the age where you can put videos like this online, because we can actually do that. And that's part of what we're trying to do here with the Gratitude Gang. I'm not showing you how to be a billionaire, but I am showing you how to be a decently successful entrepreneur. Now, humorously enough, I am saying this in the parking lot of Brookshire Brothers, and we are about to get some cheap groceries. Interesting. Some pretty good deals today. Made some solid purchases today. It's been a minute since I said this, so I will outline my grocery strategy to you really quickly. There are 3 pillars. First, Mexican grocery store. Maybe that's what we'll do next. Second, Brookshire Brothers. Discount stuff and the pre-made meals. You'll see the prices later. And of course, third, the discount stuff at Kroger. Most of that tends to be in the deli case. This, of course, is just the meat section. All that remains of retail. We were kings once. Ugh. One trip. I won't go through all of them, but look at this. $6. That's 2 solid meals right there. Couple of spicy pork chops and an orange. It's a classic M3 meal. Clocking in at like $4, maybe $5. Probably more like 4.5, but who's counting? You don't gotta be spending all that money, homie. Look at that. You think I'm skimping out? You think I'm feeling deprived eating stuff like this? Also at Rose's, I've been looking at this watch for like months now. It was a frivolous expense, but this is $12. And I just decided, why not? I never buy stuff like this and I'm making crazy money, so F it. Also, sometimes I want to know what time it is, and sometimes my phone is charging because I film this all the time and it does run out quite a bit, and I just like it. I gave myself enough reasons to spend $12. That's the kind of guy I am. Bam, there we go, went with the blue band, F it. Okay, so I also got some of this Goujong miso teriyaki sauce, and this is unbelievable, just so you know. Okay, we're about to paint some stuff. As a lot of you probably know by now, scientists have brought back the dire wolf after 13,000 years or whatever it is. Now, a lot of people are saying the woolly mammoth is next. Like, we mix a little woolly mammoth into some elephants. I just want to say, I want a miniature pet woolly mammoth. If we could make a woolly mammoth that's about the size of a dog, that's my dream pet. Okay, we could make a bunch of little trees and it could kind of reach into and like eat the leaves and stuff. I'm just saying, all this genetic stuff is pretty weird. It could be dystopian in not too long a future. But if we're gonna do this, let's make something the consumer really wants. We don't just want woolly mammoths, we want little woolly mammoths. We want little pet woolies. Science is fine, but let's do something that's actually fun. Speaking of actually fun, here's Beethoven and an Italian hand. And we've got the Einstein can, the classic, just absolute classic ice cream, and David. And after, first color pass on that, got the gray Beethoven, and there was an elephant. And Italian hand, of course, we got David and Einstein. $6 steak. Let's get this big guy painted. He is actually going silver. So we don't have a silver David listed yet, and we will make him a product. And we got the big cheese. Skull wastebasket. If you thought we were done with the sea serpent, we are not. We are giving him red fins, and we're gonna do black and white fade on this bad boy. Rawr. About to package some big stuff, but we just sold this guy. I made an extra saber-tooth skull a while back, and it's just been sitting around. Somebody finally bought one. Let's package the David. Okay, so I'm here making bubble wrap. Somebody just bought the egg. Somebody just bought the wall egg, the fried egg for your wall. Somebody just bought it. The big food is selling, y'all. These products be hitting. Anyway, here's the David wrapped up. Well, it's picture time. They said it couldn't be done. And let's package him. What a shiny boy. And time to package Einstein. Got some smaller items, of course, classic Einstein. Everyone gets a cupcake. Italian hand. Now here's a bit of a rare item. This is a full-size elephant dish, but it's the smallest version. People almost always get the ones that are like this big. And we got Beethoven, or as I call him, Beef Oven. There's only so many Beethoven jokes. Now, I was really thinking about skipping it, but it is Dollar Taco Day. So we are gonna go get dollar tacos. We're going to the park, brought my own drink, and we're about to have a real good time. What you're about to see is considered safe. Sales were really, really good today. Like I said, we sold the egg, but we sold a bunch of other stuff too. Wow, looks like there's some big shindig here. Dang. Here's a thought that's never occurred to me before. I wonder if trees can sense if one of their limbs starts being too thick. As in, like, maybe the reason tree limbs don't grow too thick and thus break off from their own weight, I wonder if they can sense that the branch is kind of coming up against its weight limit and thus limits their growth. Because the other hypothesis is that the part of the tree that's thickest is also just the oldest part of the tree. That's why the bottom of the trunk is usually the thickest part of a tree. But I wonder if that's always true. And I wonder if the reason is just because it's older, or because there's something in the tree's genetics that make it regulate the size of its limbs. The reason I thought this is if I was programming a tree, I would have a self-regulating thickness for each limb rather than just making it based on how old the limb is, because I think you would get a better result. This is the kind of stuff you have to think about in programming, because they may serve almost the same function, but in strange scenarios, you'll see that there's a glitch or something that doesn't work like it's supposed to. Anyway, here's taco time. It's talk o'clock. Ocho tacos.
¿De cuál?
Al pastor, cuatro al pastor, and cuatro.
Mini pastor.
Yeah. Cuatro al pastor, cuatro carne asada. Con todo. It's about to go down. Bag secured, baby. It's a new Mother Nature taking over. Okay, so unbelievably, somebody was sitting at the bench. I don't think I've ever once seen anybody sitting at that bench. Okay, I knew of one other bench. Somebody's sitting there too. Everybody's out today. All right, we're just going to Brendan's. They have some benches outside and they're about closed anyway. We're just gonna be sneaky. Insanely good. Man, I love Dollar Taco Day. It's one of the best things that ever happened to me. Hopefully next time it won't be so hard to get a seat. I mean, I guess I could have just eaten at the taco place. It's not the same. I want to eat at the park. We got the new giant David silver can listed, and that is today's product. First Blood. Wow, what a great day. I know I'm always kind of saying stuff like this, but life is getting pretty good. Sold a bunch today. I've really got my finances under control, and I'm eating well. I think what I'm most grateful for today is the tie between the tacos and the fact that the new vertical guitar hanger, the Fire, just got done. We will probably be able to paint it tomorrow. We'll probably get pictures tomorrow. It's gonna happen. So tune in tomorrow for that. I'm kind of playing around with taking a thrift trip to either Shreveport, Louisiana or Houston. Tell you what, if you guys are willing to join the Discord, I will post a poll there in the general section, and whichever one gets more votes, that's the one I'll do. Yeah, vote Shreveport or vote Houston. They're both about 2 hours away. See, I've been to Houston before and it's good, but I've never been to Shreveport. So it'd be fun to do a new place, but Houston was pretty good too. So I'll let you guys decide. Join the Discord in the link below and I'll have the poll up and you can cast your vote. I'd probably drive there the night before, get a hotel, get up early, hit the thrift stores, or maybe go to a nice restaurant or something. We'll see what's around. If I go to Houston, I know a really good Brazilian steakhouse. But like I said, Shreveport, Louisiana, there could be some really good Cajun. There's probably some old Cajun restaurants there that would be like amazing to go to. I'll let you guys decide. Like I said, link in the description. I'm selling so much stuff now that it's like maybe doing a trip like that once a month just isn't a big deal. Plus it's good content. It's fun for both of us. Gotta look for those win-wins. Speaking of Discord, got a decent amount of comments on the previous episode. Grench329 says, M3 ought to pay me to be his editor, make the most outlandish montage shots, music syncs, fully motion tracked chihuahua, VTuber avatar rotoed into every shot. When we make the big time, give me a ring. Brent writes, I'm grateful for your videos, M3. I just passed 500 in sales on my Etsy shop. Everybody congratulate him in the comments. I wouldn't have done it without your channel. Question, does the car guitar holder use a guitar berator? We have some amazing pun artists in the Gratitude Gang. I was really trying to think of a pun for fuel injection. It uses musical injection. Wolfman Crab Arms in response to that says, I'm not sleeping on the joke, but the 500 in sales is an awesome milestone. Congrats. See, we support each other. We support each other in the Gratitude Gang. Busy Bee Creation says, simple idea for vertical guitar hanger, giant guitar pick. That is a classic. Yeah, maybe you could make it so that it's a pick, but it's scooped out in the middle so the guitar kind of sits inside it. It's simple, but sometimes the simple things are best. Eddie Funksta on YouTube says, call it the Newman, here in my car. I appreciate the obscurity of that pun. Kurt Boughton says, guitar holder. Well, we got some good feedback tonight. Tell me what you're grateful for today in the comments. When's the last time you have consumed a taco? When's the last time a taco consumed you? I want to know in the comments. I will probably give you a heart and an upvote. Maybe something else. We drop these episodes every day. We are the Gratitude Gang. Gang. Thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you on the next joint. Peace.